Welcome back to The Explainer. Today, we're looking at something absolutely mind-bending. We're talking about the Gibbs Phase Rule and the triple point mystery. It's a real puzzle, so let's jump right in.
Okay, let's dive into this. Picture this. You've got a sealed glass flask sitting right there on the table in front of you. Inside that single flask, you see a solid chunk of ice, a puddle of liquid water, and a swirling cloud of steam. But here's the catch. The impossible-sounding paradox. They are all existing peacefully together in the exact same space. The ice isn't melting, the water isn't boiling away, and the steam isn't condensing. They're locked in a state of perfect, unchanging balance. Sounds crazy, right? How on earth can one substance exist in all three fundamental states of matter at the exact same time?
Well, to pull off this magic trick, you need an environment controlled with absolute pinpoint perfection. First up, you need a razor-thin, highly specific temperature. We're talking 0.01 degrees Celsius. Not zero, but a microscopic fraction of a degree above it. If you're off by even a thousandth of a degree in either direction, boom, the whole illusion shatters entirely.
But, temperature is only half of the story here. We also need a very precise atmospheric pressure, exactly 0.006 atmospheres to be exact. To put that into perspective, right now, as you're listening to this, you're experiencing roughly 1 atmosphere of pressure. So to hit 0.006, we're talking about an environment that's incredibly close to a total vacuum. When you combine those two exact numbers, 0.01 degrees Celsius and 0.006 atmospheres, water does the impossible. It hits its triple point. This combination is actually so incredibly precise and reliable that scientists literally use it as the ultimate reference standard for calibrating high-precision thermometers all over the world.
Section 1. Unpacking the Gibbs Phase Rule. Let's see how this mathematical decoder ring actually works. So how do scientists actually calculate this stuff? Did they just randomly test millions of temperature and pressure combinations until they got lucky? No way. There's a beautiful mathematical rule that tells us exactly how this unique condition is determined. It's called the Gibbs Phase Rule, and it states that the number of degrees of freedom in a system equals the number of components minus the number of phases present plus 2. I know. Whenever we start talking about equations, it can sound a bit abstract. But this elegantly simple formula describes a very physical reality. It calculates exactly how many variables, like our temperature and pressure, can be independently changed while keeping those exact same phases in perfect equilibrium.
Now, what's really interesting about this breakdown is how easily we can unpack the formula so the math becomes totally manageable. First, we've got the degrees of freedom. That's the final answer we're actually trying to solve for. Next are the components, which basically just means what stuff is actually in our system. For our pure water example, the number of components is just 1. Then we subtract the phases present, so are we looking at just liquid or liquid and gas or the whole shebang, all 3? And finally, we just add 2. That plus 2 represents the 2 environmental variables we can actively mess with from the outside, temperature and pressure.
To make this even clearer, let's take that somewhat mathematical phrase, degrees of freedom, and translate it into a physical concept you can instantly visualize. Think of degrees of freedom simply as the system's wiggle room. It's the amount of leeway you have to turn the dial on your thermostat or pump up your pressure valve without completely destroying the current state of your system. If a system has wiggle room, you can adjust the heat a bit, and, a glass of liquid water stays a glass of liquid water. And this creates a fascinating inverse relationship. Notice how a system with many coexisting phases, like trying to keep ice, water, and steam all perfectly happy together, has very little freedom to change conditions. The more phases you try to balance at once, the less wiggle room you have. You're locked in. On the flip side, a system with few phases, say just a container of pure steam, has tons of freedom. You can crank the temperature, drop the pressure, and it just stays steam. So the more phases coexisting at once, the less you can alter the temperature or pressure without disrupting the whole balance. And this brilliantly illustrates the solution to our triple point mystery. Let's run the math for water's triple point. We have 1 component, pure water. We subtract 3 phases because we want solid, liquid, and gas all at once. 1 minus 3 leaves us with -2. Then we add the plus 2 from the formula. -2 plus 2 is exactly 0. 0 wiggle room. At water's triple point, there is absolutely 0 freedom left. This means the point is mathematically fixed and completely unchangeable. If you touch the temperature dial even a fraction of a degree, or bump the pressure valve even a microscopic amount, one of those phases will instantly vanish. Nature has locked the system perfectly in place.
Section 2. Real-world applications.
It's just incredible to think about, isn't it? The universe operating on these strict, hidden mathematical laws. But this rule isn't just some neat parlor trick for chemistry classrooms. Let's scale this up, because this single equation provides massive value across multiple fields and literally helps engineer the modern world around us. In chemical engineering, the Gibbs Phase Rule guides the design of massive industrial distillation processes. Engineers use it to calculate the exact temperatures and pressures needed to reliably separate complex liquid mixtures, like refining crude oil into gasoline. In alloy engineering, metallurgists rely on this rule to predict solid phases. When they're mixing different metals together to build airplane wings or structural steel, they absolutely need to know that multiple solid phases will coexist predictably without the metal suddenly becoming brittle under specific environmental conditions.
But for me, perhaps the most awe-inspiring application is in geological studies. Geologists use complex phase diagrams, which are entirely mapped out using the Gibbs Phase Rule, to predict exactly which mineral phases will form together deep underground. I mean, we can't exactly travel 10 miles beneath the Earth's crust to see what's happening, but by using this rule, scientists can analyze a rock that was pushed to the surface and say, hey, because these 3 specific minerals are coexisting in a single rock, it mathematically must have formed at this exact crushing pressure and this exact searing temperature millions of years ago. The phase rule acts as this perfect forensic timestamp for the history of our planet.
Section 3. What comes next?
We've covered some truly fascinating ground in this explainer, taking a completely abstract equation and seeing how it governs everything from a glass of water to the tectonic forces inside the Earth. So, the crucial point is that by using the Gibbs phase rule, we can map out phase coexistence precisely. We know exactly how pure substances behave and balance themselves when we tweak their environment. But that brings up a massive lingering question. We've only talked about pure substances, like pure water. What happens when we introduce an intruder? How does dissolving a completely different substance into that water change the solution's pressure behavior? Adding salt or sugar throws the entire balance off, creating completely new rules. That question leads us directly into Van 't Hoff's law of osmotic pressure, which is a brilliant concept we're going to be tackling in our next explainer. Until then, keep wondering, keep asking questions, and I'll catch you next time.